Something genuinely disturbing is happening right now, and we need to talk about this. The James Webb Space Telescope just looked deep into space and found something that is making scientists go absolutely wild. Adam Riess, a man who won a Nobel Prize in physics, said that we have misunderstood the universe. You see, for years, scientists thought they had studied and figured out the cosmos, but James Webb Telescope just proved them wrong. Because the speed at which the universe is expanding right now does not match the speed we calculated from the universe's early observations, a problem scientists call the Hubble Tension. Everyone thought the old Hubble Space Telescope was just making some sort of measuring mistakes, maybe because of space dust and crowded stars. However, when James Webb, with its ultra-sharp infrared eyes, looked through the space dust and checked the exact same stars, it confirmed the shocking truth. There is no measuring mistake. The data was correct all along, which means our entire understanding of reality could be incomplete. Something massive and invisible is pushing the universe apart way faster than the laws of physics say it should. And right now, nobody knows what it is, and things just start getting stranger from here onwards. To really understand why this is causing such a massive panic in the science world, we have to look at how we measure the universe in the first place. Imagine trying to figure out how fast a car is driving away from you. You need to know two things: how far the car is right now and how fast the car is actually moving. In space, scientists do the exact same thing with galaxies. A long time ago, a scientist named Edwin Hubble realized that almost every galaxy in the sky is moving away from us. Not only are they moving away, but the farther away a galaxy is, the faster it is moving. This means the universe is not just sitting still, it is actually expanding like a giant balloon blowing up. And this discovery changed everything, but it also created a massive problem. If the universe is expanding at such a tremendous rate, we need to know exactly how fast it is happening. This speed is called the Hubble constant, and figuring out this exact number has become the biggest headache in modern space science. Let's take a look at them. For decades, scientists have used two completely different ways to measure this speed. And for a long time, they thought both methods would eventually give them the exact same answer. And yeah, that's where everything got messed up. You see, the first method they used is like looking at a very early picture of the universe. Shortly after the universe was born, after the Big Bang, it was way hot and dense. As it expanded and cooled down, it left behind a faint glow of radiation that fills all the space even to this day. By looking at this leftover glow, scientists can figure out what the universe was made of and how it was acting or looked like billions of years ago. So using the laws of physics, they can then fast forward the math to predict exactly how fast the universe should be expanding right now. When they do this math, they get a very specific, slower speed as an answer. Now, that's all about the first one. The second method they applied is completely different. Instead of looking at the beginning of time and predicting the present, this method looks right at the present. In this one, scientists started looking at special pulsing stars in nearby galaxies, as these stars act like cosmic mile markers because they pulse brighter and dimmer at a very specific speed. By watching how fast they blink, scientists know exactly how bright they truly are, and by comparing that true brightness to how dim they look from Earth, they can measure exactly how far away they are. Adam Riess and his team used these blinking stars to measure the expansion of the universe in our local cosmic neighborhood. But here's where the massive nightmare begins. When they measure the speed using the blinking stars, the universe is expanding much faster than the early pictures predicted in the first method. It is like looking at a map that says a trip should take 3 hours, but when you actually drive the car, you get there in 1 hour. Both measurements are incredibly precise, but they completely disagree with one another. This disagreement is popularly known as the Hubble Tension, and it has been keeping scientists awake at night for years. But this is where the main observation begins. At first, everyone thought there was just a simple mistake. Measuring things in space is incredibly difficult, and the blinking stars scientists use are located in crowded galaxies filled with dust and other stars. The old Hubble telescope was surely amazing, and I get it, but according to researchers, its cameras could sometimes get confused. So when looking at distant galaxies, the light from these special blinking stars would often blur together with the light from nearby normal stars. Plus, thick clouds of space dust would block the light, making the stars look dimmer and farther away than they actually were. Most scientists, even Adam Riess himself, thought that as soon as we got a better telescope, we would realize the local measurements were just slightly wrong. They assumed the space dust was tricking the cameras, and once we could see clearly, the fast speed would drop down to match the slow speed from the early baby pictures of the universe. Because unlike the Hubble telescope, which looks at visible light, Webb looks at infrared light. And infrared light is special because it can pass right through thick clouds of space dust without getting blocked. So when Webb finally turned its massive golden mirrors toward those specific blinking stars, scientists held their breath. They expected Webb to look through the dust, see the stars perfectly, and realize they were actually closer or behaving differently than we thought. They expected the tension to disappear, but that is not what happened. It was the exact opposite. Webb looked at the stars, cut through all the dust, separated all the blending light, and sent back the sharpest, most perfect pictures of these stars ever taken. And the numbers were exactly the same. Nothing changed. Adam Riess and his team looked at the data and realized there was no mistake. The Hubble telescope was not wrong. The dust was not tricking us. As a matter of fact, the universe really is expanding that fast right now, and it completely contradicts the rules we established from the early observations. This was the moment the panic truly set in, because with the possibility of a mistake completely gone, it means something is fundamentally broken in our understanding of physics. The laws of the universe that we teach in schools, the math we use to understand gravity, and the rules we thought governed reality are missing a massive piece of a puzzle. Adam Riess himself said that we might have completely misunderstood the universe. We are living in a reality that does not match our rulebook. So, if the measurements are perfect, what is causing the universe to grow faster than it should? Scientists are scrambling to find out, and they have a few terrifying as well as exciting ideas or possibilities. The biggest suspect right now is something called early dark energy. To understand this, we have to talk about regular dark energy first. A few years ago, Adam Riess helped discover that not only is the universe expanding, but it is actually speeding up. Something invisible is pushing the galaxies apart, faster and faster every single day, and we call this mysterious force dark energy. We have no idea what it is, but we know it makes up most of the universe. However, regular dark energy is supposed to be constant and predictable. The new theory of early dark energy suggests that shortly after the Big Bang, there was a massive violent explosion of a different kind of dark energy. This invisible force suddenly flooded the universe, acting like a giant cosmic accelerator. It shoved the universe apart much faster than our current models predict. And then, just as quickly, it faded away. This sudden burst of early expansion would have permanently changed the size and growth rate of the universe, throwing off our calculations completely. If we don't include this hidden burst of early dark energy in our calculations, the early observations will never match the modern measurements. Another wild possibility involves dark matter. Dark matter is the invisible object that holds galaxies together. We cannot see it, but we know it is there because of its gravity. For a long time, scientists thought dark matter was pretty simple and only interacted with the universe through gravity. But what if dark matter is much stranger? What if it interacts with regular matter in ways we have never seen before? Some scientists think that dark matter might be decaying over time, turning into some other strange particle that speeds up the expansion of space. Others think there might be a completely separate set of physics just for the hidden dark sector of the universe, with dark energy and dark particles constantly fighting against gravity. If dark matter is behaving weirdly, it could suggest why the universe is stretching out faster than we predicted. There's also the chance that our understanding of gravity itself is just wrong. Albert Einstein gave us the rules for gravity, and his rules have passed every single test we have ever thrown at them. But Einstein's rules were made for a universe we thought we understood. If the universe is behaving this erratically on such a massive scale, maybe gravity works differently over billions of light years than it does here in our own solar system. So this means we might need a new Einstein to come along and rewrite the laws of physics from scratch. But as of now, whatever the answer is, the James Webb Space Telescope has proven that we are standing on the edge of a massive scientific revolution. We are not just tweaking the numbers anymore. We are looking for entirely new forces of nature. The fact that the universe is not following the way we think it should is actually the most exciting thing that could happen to space science. It means there are still massive, universe-altering secrets waiting to be discovered. Scientists are now pointing Webb at even farther stars, different types of exploding stars, and deeper parts of space to get even more clues and answers. They want to see exactly where the math breaks down and where the new physics begins. We are living in a moment where the entire story of our universe is about to be rewritten, and the next big discovery could change the way we view reality forever. Thank you so much, guys, for watching. And if you enjoyed this exploration, leave a like, subscribe, and press the bell icon, because I got some really interesting, genuine space discoveries coming up your way.